Hi, welcome to Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janet Ma.
And I'm Megan Williams in real life and on Ravelry.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Silly hats.
Yes.
I purchased these at the party store, and I thought that they were fun. We're going to a New Year's Eve party in a couple days, so they'll get reused by some small children,
2
I'm
days.
sure.
2 days, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the 30th? Tomorrow's the 30th. Saturday's the 31st.
Yes, Saturday.
Oh, this holiday time just kind of runs into one.
Yes, certainly does. But
We are bringing party poppers to that party, so.
Ah,
Not the kind that shoot things everywhere, but the kind that have like crowns and little sayings, and they
Oh,
just
okay.
pop a little bit. They don't like shoot stuff
oh,
everywhere.
okay. But, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm gonna take that.
So it's not
That made for good
distracting.
podcasting, right?
Sure. It was probably a surprise when they first brought it up. Like, oh, they're wearing hats.
Okay, that just was funny to be like, oh, they're wearing hats. It's Megan and Amy, I think. Clark Kent syndrome.
Yeah. It's what's that platypus doing over there?
So this
Harry
is
the
episode,
platypus.
okay,
I'm
this
sorry.
is episode 10. So we're in the double digits now. I told Amy, I thought it was kind of like when you first got checks and they say for you to get checks starting at like 100. It was like, we should have just started out on episode like 52 or something. Then everybody would be like, where's their first 51? Either they liked us or they hated us. You know, if they hated us, they probably wouldn't want to find the first 51 episodes. But all right, zombie shoutouts.
Yes.
I received, and none of them were on the same day, which was very cool. So
Yeah.
they each made my day, like that day. Some gift patterns, which I've seen a lot of other podcasters talking about recently, like I believe Dramatic Knits and 90% Knitting, and who else? The Knit Girls, I think, were saying they got patterns. So.
I'm just laughing because I was not paying attention and I just knit all of these stitches and there's some pearls in here. There should be anyway. Look at the back. Tick, tick,
All
tick.
right. Well, I'll keep talking then while you're tinking. So Bowerbird, thank you for the pattern that you gifted me. Her own pattern, because it was for color work, which was something that I mentioned in the last episode. One of my resolutions was I wanted to try some stranded knitting next year. And Christina Knits, Christy sent me the Bedford, which was something that we were talking about doing the KAL for. And Fiber Nymph sent me the Thin Ice Shawl by Laura Linneman. So,
Oh.
yeah, so.
They got a different shawl. I could have gotten the Thin Ice shawl too, but that's okay. Megan actually has plans to start it during that KAL, so
Yes.
I do not. I will get around to it.
Now I look like I've been in a strip club, Amy. Look at glitter everywhere.
Okay, well, you can blame the stripper dust on me.
Okay. As long as that's not what people were thinking when they brought up the podcast. Who are those strippers and where are Megan and Amy? Hats are always good for a good laugh.
Yes.
So I'm
Something
glad that
silly.
you got them. Did your kids enjoy them? Have they gotten to play with them yet?
No, not
No.
yet.
Oh.
See, I want to make sure that they had full glitter for the actual day that we're going to wear them, so they won't get them until New Year's Eve. Because I just noticed that some of them had been pawed at the store, and so a lot of the glitter was falling off, and I'm like, well, they can ruin them on the New Year's Eve day.
Yeah.
But I have very similar shout-outs. Bowerbird,
Imagine that.
yeah. Bowerbird also gifted me her colorwork pattern, although I wasn't thinking about the hat. I actually saw the waviness of it and thought, oh, I'll just convert that stitch pattern to a like fingerless mitt or something. That's kind of what struck me when I saw the stitch pattern. And then Christina Knits gifted me a pattern, and I apologize, I didn't write down which ones I got from which person. So I think she got me Hitchhiker, and I was all like, woo-hoo, woo-hoo. But that could have also been Bacon Fairy. Mandy, thank you. But I also got the Austin hoodie, so one of those. And again, I got them on separate days, so each day that I got them, it made my day that day.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And then Fiber Knit Lisa also got me a pattern, a shawl pattern, a giant shawl pattern. And now I'm thinking, well, gosh, I gotta find 1,400 yards of
lace,
of lovely lace.
That's wool mice right there.
This is
lace
true.
garn.
This is true. I have a few other laces that might work, but it might be a Woolmiza worthy pattern. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Megone. I forget. It's a beautiful shawl. It's in my queue, and now I have it. But thank you. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you so very much. I was like, I really want to thank these people on camera, but I don't want to encourage people or make other people feel like they have to give us anything.
It's not necessary at all. And I mean, we appreciate these people very much.
Yes.
And we hope to meet up with everybody eventually,
One of these days.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I decided to call the next section. We normally do zombie shout outs, and now it just seems like we have odds and ends, which is kind of fun because you kind of weave in your ends, right, in knitting. So odds and ends it is what I've now entitled it on the show notes.
Okay.
And I feel empowered to make such decisions because I'm an empowered young lady. And I put the show notes together.
Yes, she does.
So
she does all the hard work.
January and February, we are doing a knit along. If you haven't heard, it's any cardigan. There has been a few people going, does it have to be a bulky cardigan? Does it have to be the Shalom? Nope. If you want to knit a cardigan out of lace weight with long sleeves, as opposed to our bulky no sleeve cardigan, you go right ahead. You've got January to February to try to wrap it up, get a picture out to our finished objects, and prize drawing. So you go to town.
Yeah.
If you can find something thinner than lace weight, cobweb weight, and you want to do it, you go for it. I will be knitting a Sour Shalom for said KAL. So. And then there's Zombie Meetup in the Twin Cities in Lakeville, to be specific, at Knitter's Palette on January 21st, 2012.
That will be something to get used to.
Yeah, 2012. And I'm going to be 20 hexadecimal in 2012. Which is graduating from like 1F, which isn't as cool of an age. And hexadecimal is 20. I mean, that sounds almost like a real age, right? So yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. I did a little self-reflection that you kind of do at the end of any good 2011 year, and posted it out to the boards. I've knit 11 miles of yarn.
I saw that. I was very impressed. I wanted to go out and look, but I haven't been, like stuck in front of a computer. So one of these days I'll get out there and try to categorize and go crazy posting what I've gotten through.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with everybody's totals.
Yeah.
And I am horrified that you calculated the miles of acquisitions.
That was the easy one, because in Ravelry you can download your stash spreadsheet, but in your projects you can't. So I had to go through and painstakingly put into a spreadsheet all 44 of my stash usage projects, aka projects, and total them. But yeah, 45 miles of yarn. So I'm going to again resolve to. I actually went out and looked, and I have like 22 stash items that I bought in my first year of knitting, and I'm either going to use them or lose them. So I've had them for 3 years. In 2013, which would be the next calendar year, they will have been in my stash for 4 years.
Okay.
So I'm going to use them or lose them next year. I have tagged them in my stash, Stash Bust 2012. And they will be given higher priority. Things like the Shalom, where I'm doing a knit along, and the Thin Ice, I'm doing a knit along. That'll, those will get newer yarns because I didn't, in my first year of knitting, buy a lot of sweater quantities or
yeah.
anything really than stuff that I just thought looked neat, right? Or I just knit immediately with it. So, and you're not going to do anything with your yarn in 2012. You know better. You've got a couple of years on me.
Well, I tried to do the cold sheeping last year. Again, made it to my birthday and then completely fell off the wagon. And then tried to recover the next month. Maybe I did, but then by summer it was all over. I was buying again and acquiring a lot of stash. But I do want to do more of a first in, first out, and I've already started some of that, gathering up some yarn that I had in my stash and cast on a bunch of sweaters. And yeah.
AKA startitis.
Yes, I have serious startitis going. Happens when you have a little milestone. I finished a sleeve on the traveling sweater and started the next one. I am almost done with my Loopy Swap Pals thing, so I'm just like, I keep moving through them and I'm like, oh my god, I need to cast on something else because I need to have 20 projects going. It can't just be simple.
I was going to ask you what your favorite gift that you gave and received was. That's always my favorite question after the holidays, after Christmas.
Well, I gave my grandmother those red slippers. I think that would be one of my favorite I gave. Let's see. And received, I don't know. It's a tie. I'm going to have to make it a tie. Because my husband got me the de facto Loopy U gift certificate. And it was large. And I'm very excited to use it. But my sister-in-law is going to have to skip ahead to enabling, just so I can mention one of my favorites. She went to Fiberspace in Alexandria because she's in the DC area, and she bought me Loft. So I was pretty excited to be able to get it and try it, and probably make some colorwork mittens. That's what I told her, just something that's high contrast that goes together. So she got me 2 different kinds of greens.
I had read about it online, and it does say that it seems like when you're scanning it up, you have to be very careful. It does seem kind of delicate, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised at its softness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it says it's grown in Wyoming and spun in New England, so it's 100% American wool. And this one's Artifact and this one's Foothills.
You should send a thank you out to whoever was in the store and was like, guided her to get that. Or did you tell her specifically, get me some Loft?
I did say Loft.
Okay.
Very specifically. And she did need somebody to help her because when she called me on the phone and she was there and she was looking at the wrong yarn. And the lady pointed her to the right stuff and that's what I got. I'm very excited, and she also got me a little keychain with a sheep on it, and that was, just to go out of her way, she had to take, train and some public transportation to get out to Alexandria and get to Fiberspace, and she was all bummed because she was like, usually she puts it in the bag that the store gave her, and sometimes that's a very specific bag, but at Fiberspace they reuse the 10 skein bundle bags as their shop bags. And so she's like, well, they told me that they're, green or whatever, and recycle them, so it is the bag that it came in, but it's not very exciting.
Yeah.
And that was my best. And what was yours?
Favorite gift that I received? I also got a Loopy U gift certificate from my brother. My mom got me a really cool, expensive Brooks running jacket that's very motherly because it's like bright yellow. And it's got
Don't
reflective.
get run over by a car.
Yes, exactly. Very like, my daughter's out running, don't you run her over type. And then my husband got me the domain stalkingdeadzombies.com. So now if you go out to stalkingdeadzombies.com, it was very geek. I mean, we're both very technical, geeky people, and it was like he brought the computer out to me and was like, look, stalkingdeadzombies.com, and it just redirects to our blog spot. But we own it. So like if this blows up and all of a sudden tomorrow we have 2,000 Ravelry members and somebody's trying to go, make our podcast a brand name or something, we have the domain. So very cool that. And then the favorite gift that I got him some pretty some yarn he'd never heard of, and he's kind of a some beer that he'd never heard of, Freudian or knitterly slip there.
I was like, I was very confused. I was like, well, maybe she's going to mention that she's going to knit him something out of it or something.
Nope. I got him some beer that he'd never heard of, and he's a beer aficionado, so that was very cool. It took quite a doing to get it here, though, so had to sign for it and prove that you're 21 and whatever. So buying beer online. If you're under 21 and you think that you can buy it online, they do make you sign for it.
Yeah.
So, and that's about enough chitter chatter, I think.
Yes. Where we at? Oh gosh, yeah. So I will bring up my FOs.
Yep.
Real quick. Uh-oh.
Did you lose some FO?
I did.
Some FO?
Yeah. Darn. Okay.
Is your project bag on top of it or something?
No.
It just didn't make it?
Yeah, it didn't make it. I finished those socks that I had started for my son, and I was like very close to finishing them last podcast, and I finished them, and they're on my steps at home. I don't know why they didn't make it into the bag. And then I also made a Toothless Lizard. So this is from a pattern for Toothless the Dragon, and so he normally has wings and all sorts of other things going on and little ears. But I decided to make him a little lizard. One, I was like out of time, and he's really tiny, so like the little claws and stuff would be really futzy. Yeah. So I thought I'd just make a little lizard.
Yeah, maybe that's what Toothless was like when he was like a tadpole.
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
Wings,
before dragons grow up, this is how they look.
Yeah. And you can tell we're both parents because we're good at pulling stories like that.
Yeah. Out of thin air.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was what I had worked on, and I got another sleeve that, I like to have a lot of stuff to show in whips, but finished objects was kind of light. I don't know, did I say I finished anything else? Nope. We make our show notes, and I'm like, I put 2 things. Okay, yep, that's it.
I have nothing. I got nothing.
A big goose egg.
Yep.
Oh.
Score Amy 2, Megan 0. Although I think I give you half credit on the socks that are not here to be seen.
I have a hole. Oh, I don't. It's not bound off. It's not completely.
You cannot receive hoe status unless it is half of a finished object. So.
No, I was.
Oh, but they're super sparkly.
Yeah. So I have my Nyan Cats sock. I made it kind of short because I want to make a second pair with my daughter in mind. So I made mine a little bit shorter so that hopefully I will have enough to make 2.
I think that's officially known as Megan length. That's about the
Megan
length that I like right there.
I would have put like 1 more stripe in there, so not much, but I just wanted to make sure. And actually I should have just put 1 more stripe in there because I had to make, in order to make the second pair match, you can notice I start and stopped with the same color, so I had to remove a whole pink stripe repeat to get them to match, and I wasn't thinking, oh well. But it's done. And
So did you follow a pattern? Did you do some increases and decreases to make it wavy?
Yeah, this is the ampersand pattern.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
For that KAL. So I have 2 more weeks to get this one done. So that's all the farther that one is. But I found when I focused on it, it just flew. So, you know, if this was my only project, which it's not, but I mean, if I made it a priority for a week, it'd be done. So I think that I'm pretty good progress. So that was that one.
You said you had some secret knitting.
I do. I can show it. I will just say, if you are my Loopies person, beads and knits, NE, go away for a little bit.
But don't leave permanently. Just
oh yeah,
come back.
Yeah.
Go.
Just forward, you know, a little bit.
And that's pretty.
So this is my first attempt at double knitting. And so here we go. It's a cowl. And there's one. Ooh, surprise. So, yeah.
Very cool. And the instructions for that are very clear on how to double knit?
No, I had to kind of look it up. This was a double knit for a pot holder or something like that. And then I just kept it going because I couldn't find any double knit per se patterns that struck me what I wanted to knit. I was looking for something that was very snowflake but flowery, and the other ones I found were just simple, and I don't know. I just thought, since I'm doing just a simple cowl and it's double knit, I wanted it to have some complexity to the pattern, so I chose the big snowflake ×4 or flower, you know, it could be either.
Very cool. You'll have to tell me how you double knit.
Yeah.
How do you double knit?
Yeah. So it's interesting, except that you have twice as many stitches on it at the same time, and you're always purling. So knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, while switching the yarns.
Got it.
So I have a little device that Sarah, our friends on Ravelry and in real life, bought me, and it's just this thing that holds the yarn in 2 different spots, so it separates them, so that when you're working the yarn you can move them at the same time. And yet keep them separated.
And what yarn is that?
This is Cascade Pima cotton.
It's very soft.
Yes. Yes, she's allergic to everything except cotton and silk.
And again, you gave yourself this person.
Yes, I did. But no,
that tells you what type of person Amy is. She gave herself the hard person.
Yes, and you know, and it's not that it's hard. It's just sometimes you have a hard time coming up with what to make somebody out of cotton or silk.
Yeah.
And so it did take me a little bit of thinking to figure it out, and I wanted to, since it was going to be kind of a condensed item, and she had told me some likes and dislikes, right? So no hats and different things. So just to come up with something that was a little bit more special.
Yeah.
So double knitting and something I hadn't done before.
Very cool. And you'll have to ask Sarah where she got her little finger thing.
Yeah, actually, and she has another one that's different that she prefers, and that's probably why I got that one. Her cast off. But here's my sleeve.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh, wow. So, and then the start of the second one. Yeah.
So, if there's anything that I do get, it is definitely second sleeve syndrome. Like, I just knit that huge long thing, and I have to do another one.
Yeah, so, I mean, this one's got at least some interest because you're doing part of the back, and then you have different, you know, a little bit different shaping, and then you go on to the long sleeve that just keeps never ending. But somehow adding the little markers each time, you know, kind of helped. You know, it's like, oh, I get to add another marker. Ka-ching. Oh, I get to add another marker. Yeah. You know, every 8 rows.
That was your motivation factor?
Yes, yes.
You can be motivated by markers.
Apparently. I never would have made it this far without them.
Yeah.
And I cast on immediately the second one because that's the only way that it's going to happen. is that as soon as I finish one, especially socks as well, as soon as I finish that first one, the second one gets cast on immediately. Like, I don't care if I'm tired or what, it has to be cast on immediately. So otherwise it'll sit for months before I cast on the second. And then now to the startitis portion of the program. So I got startitis and started a cowl neck, oh no, gosh, cable, yeah,
Cable neck.
cable neck cardigan in a bulky yarn. So, and I started the shaping. I got some pretty, my swap from the Sherlock Holmes, so 221B swap. They're very British.
Uh-huh.
And I thought they were perfect for this.
The cables don't look very nice. They kind of look similar to the Rocky Coast cables.
Yep, they're reversible.
Mm.
And they're just along the neck and down the front panel. And it's an off-center cardigan. You can look at my projects page at Rosemound, I think, or Rosemond.
Rosemond, yeah.
Rosemond cardigan.
Rosemunds. There's a
Yes.
ownership.
Apostrophe S.
Yeah.
And then my Iceland, which is out of Rowan Cocoon.
Mm.
And so I started it. It's one that goes from here to here, knit across.
Mm.
It's got kind of a boat neck. So this is the start, and this is all bunched up on the needles. It'll be nice and long and fit me. Like it there. But yes, 2 bulky weight cardigans, and soon to be 3.
Yes.
But these have been fun, and I think that that I don't know, they'll all probably get equal love and try to get through 3 cardigans in January.
Wow, look at you.
Trying to be speedy. Don't know.
Well, but and then you're traveling, right? So that'd be 4.
Yeah, that one might not get done in January.
You're not going to push that one as hard.
No, because it's not the fun part. It's the sleeve. You know, I don't know. The fun part for me is when you first start, and especially when they're top down. It's like, woo, look at this, it's fun. And the other one's just a big panel. So that one's just going to be fun because it's a lace pattern.
Yeah.
And there'll be interesting leaves and stuff to do. But that's it.
Okie doke.
I know, that's it, right? 5, 6 projects.
Only,
that's it.
I didn't have any finished objects to speak of, and I only have my 1 work in progress, so I guess I won't get as much airtime this week. Here is my progress on the Atelier.
Small pockets.
Yep, so there's I did the fancy pocket, so I got to make a little I-cord and then pick up stitches along the pocket, and then have to pick some up and knit those. But I'm supposed to get to 26 garter stitch ridges here, and I think I'm on 20, so I just got 12 more rows. And then doing, I think it calls for, and this is just me being like monkish in my mind, but the sleeves, I did 8 garter stitch rows.
I think she means the character from the TV show.
Yeah, what's Monk? Oh, yeah, not like yeah, not one of those monks. And then the waistband was 8, and so I'm like,
magic number is 8, but see, monk, it'd have to be 10.
Yeah, it would have to be, and yeah.
I love that show. I miss it.
But it only calls for like 4. I'm like, that's gonna look weird. The bottom band is smaller than the sleeve cuffs and I mean, at least have it be the same number. So I'm going to do that, and I'm on not quite fumes, but 3rd skein. Good thing I ordered 6 of them because I wanted to have one for enough for me to make like a wispy cardi, which only took, my wispy cardi only took 2, and then enough for mi madre. It was very funny. I felt, here, I'll fill up some time by talking about the story, but I felt very stealthy because I'm knitting away on this, and people keep asking me, well, what is it? And I said, oh, it's a cardigan. Look at these sleeves, whatever. My mom still doesn't know it's for her.
Unless she's watching.
And she's not, because I asked her, I'm like, have you been watching, Mom? No, I've been, and I'm like, I'm not trying to encourage you.
Please don't. It is
No,
Christmas.
but I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell her not to either, because then reverse psychology, she'll probably be like, "Well, what is she talking about me on there?" But she's retiring on tomorrow, on Friday, and we had some other stuff going on. My grandma fell, and she's busy, so she probably won't see it before she comes up here for my birthday, which is just in a week. So.
Mm.
But I was just like, I felt like I was being audited. In IT we get audited and they tell you not to just answer the question that they ask. Don't add anything.
Mhm.
So, what are you knitting? A cardigan. Normally I'd be like, it's a cardigan for me. And, I'd go on and on and on. And I just answered the question that was asked and continued on my merry way. So,
I'm sure that was really hard.
it's for my mom. Oh, shoot. No, I can't tell you. So, that, is my work in progress. I'm getting dangerously close. I don't know how long pocket linings take, but hopefully it'll be done by the time we record. It will be a short week in between now because we're recording on a Thursday rather than a Tuesday. So, and then up next for me, I'm going to make some socks for my son, other than our Shalom, which I've got the needles set out. The pattern.
Some people are swatching.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yep.
Which is perfectly acceptable.
I tagged my project and I clicked on it to see if anybody else had a project out there, and there are 2 other folks that are just as prepared as me that have the project, have the yarn, have the needle size, all cute, like they haven't started it, but they've got the project started.
Right.
So I'm raring to go. On Sunday, you will find me running, because I always run. I try to run the.
15 miles.
Well, it'll be 12 miles.
12. That's right.
In 2012. But I don't know that. I don't know if I'll make 12 this year or not. I might just end up running the temperature over 0 if it's only 9 degrees or something. I don't know what it's supposed to be on.
I don't
Sunday.
know, but.
You think it'll be more than 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling today is 32.
Yeah.
And New Year's Day.
Yeah.
A few days ago.
So I'll link to it, but they're the escalator socks, and the pattern's multiple of 12, and my son on ones will be about 48 stitches, which is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I've got that all queued up and ready to go, as well as the thin ice now. I don't need to wait to see if I won Diane's drawing.
Yeah.
Got it from the Fiber Nymph. And then I also have the Bedford all queued up and raring to go. Yeah, I don't know how you think you're going to get your 3 cardigans and a Bedford. Are you going to try to do
I'm
the
not
Bedford?
Trying to do.
You're not going to do Bedford?
I mean, as their first sweater out the gate for the knit along with Darn Knit Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, I want to do that one. And I showed it to Matt because it seems unisex to me.
Yeah.
And the yarn that I got is a little bit grayer than or darker gray than the pattern page. Excuse me. And then, but
He wasn't interested?
No, he thought it looked okay.
Okay.
So, I might start it and see how it goes. But it is a bottom up join everything in a yoke pattern, so that's where you have to do 90% of the work before you can find out if it fits.
Yes, that is tricky.
But
all right. And then you already shared your acquisitions and enabling of your Christmas loft, but then you've got more now.
I do. I should have gotten the water before we started.
This was living at my house. She just received it.
It is more woo-boo, and it's enough to do a vitamin D, 2 skeins. And I am super excited to make my pinky vitamin D.
And what is the colorway again? It was like...
Help me, Rhonda.
Help us, Rhonda.
Oh, yes. Help us, Rhonda.
Yes. And the color is a lot lighter.
Yes.
On the woo-boo.
Definitely. And that's why I got the darker of the pinky purples. So
beautiful.
I love it. You're gonna have to start talking because I'm gonna start choking.
Uh-oh. Did you have any more acquisitions?
Nope, that's
okay.
it.
I did. I got some Diabolical. She had a shop update, and I saw it out on Perk, and I went out. And this is I Love Rock and Roll in Strong Arm Skinny. So I think this would be a really. I've got like, I don't know, 2 skeins or 3 skeins of any fingering and weight yarn that I've got like earmarked for a kaleidoscope. I just need to knit the darn thing. But I think that I don't know if this is striping or not. Somebody would have to tell me. I think it looks variegated. I don't think it's striping.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that didn't Steve of Dramatic Knits just finish those Diabolical socks in some colorway, and it did look kind of stripy, but more in a variegated sort of way. Like sometimes Socks That Rocks stripes, but it's not necessarily what's going to happen.
Yeah. So yep, it's got some beautiful grays and some purples and some pinks and some electric blues. So
I Love Rock and Roll reminds me of roller skating.
Yeah, I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
Makes me want to go roller skating.
It's been so long since I've roller skated. That would be fun.
Yeah. Although you probably have to bring roller blades now, because I don't even own a pair of roller skates.
Yeah. Well, I bet the roller rinks still have them. And this is the Gaia, or Gaia, I don't know how you would say it, My Blue Heaven, and this is 100% organic, 21.5 micron merino. I don't know what that, I mean, more microns means softer, right? It seems almost a bulky to me. That doesn't seem a worsted.
Aran weight maybe, but towards bulky.
Isn't it? I mean, I think that's what it said. Gauge, 7 to 9 needles. That's generally a. Anyway,
can be an Aran weight.
Anywho,
but yeah, definitely not worst.
Enough to make a sweater out of this gal. My Blue Heaven, and then this is the Luscious Single Silk. I saw a February lady sweater out of this, and this is Corvid, which is one of the Raven clan colorways. I'm all about darker colors now. All of a sudden,
yeah.
I ordered this, and I've got lots of yarn that's coming. I shouldn't be, but that's all counted in my 45 miles. I'll have you know, because it's all out on Ravelry already. I've got this. I've got some Rios coming that's darker, and I've got some Fiber Company coming that's darker. And this is my Aran Heritage Wool from Madeline Tosh.
Another Aran that's pretty bulky looking.
It's actually Aran E.
Oh,
yeah,
Aran.
But I think it's worsted is what it's called. But yeah, this seems a lot thicker to me or thinner to me than this.
Yeah.
But it's a very purpley gray. I'm all about the darks all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So, and again, another sweaters.
And I did pink, apparently, which is not something I normally would do.
My mom, we were talking about favorite colors with my daughter, because that's kind of a topic with her, and she was saying that she really is liking pinks now all of a sudden, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, me and Grandma Jill.
Yeah.
We're just the same. But yeah,
getting into the pinks.
I don't know. This is so pretty. I was thinking it was going to be more purple, but I'm still loving it. It's going to be an awesome vitamin D.
It looks very not iridescent. What's the word that I'm looking for? It starts with an I. I can't think of it.
Nope. Don't know. It seems heathered.
Yeah.
Because some of it didn't pick up the dye.
Complete. Yeah.
Yeah.
In different ways.
Yeah. So anyway, so pretty, and I can't wait to turn it into a vitamin D. After all of my bulky and my other Woo Boo sweater is done, there's no way I'm getting on another Woo Boo sweater before the other one's done.
Yeah, you should definitely power through the one before.
Yes.
Power through it.
Just like Megan, be like, power through.
Yeah, I'm powering through this, because let me tell you, I was trying to get to the waistband, and then once I got to the waistband, I'm like, I just need to get to where I'm doing the pockets. And now I'm to the pockets, and I'm like, let me be done with this thing. I'm at the 2-week mark, and I'm ready, of knitting nothing but this, and I'm ready to be not knitting it. So next time we record, something else will be on the needles, whether I'm done or not, I think.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I mean, and just I'm looking at it going, yeah, my Austin hoodie is out of this stuff. Like, oh yikes,
Yeah.
yikes.
I love the yarn, and I love how it's knitting up.
It's
like, it's
beautiful.
definitely
It's
going to be a
awesome.
wonderful FO, but it's, it's, when it goes knit until you've reached 20 centimeters, and you're like, oh, it's the definition of stocking knits on me, I think. So,
20 centimeters, that's it?
well, that was to do the waistband.
Oh, I see.
And then once you did the base waistband, then you
It
would
was
do
more.
another 20 centimeters. It's kind of like you and your markers. I had some intermediate goals that I was shooting for. I'm not going to try to
Yeah.
swallow the whole 40 centimeters down to the pockets in one gulp. So
Yeah, this one with the cocoon, it says it's got 40 centimeters to the neck opening, and I'm like, oh, well, good thing it's bulky.
Yeah.
Like on size 10s, you know. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was fun, but it's kind of, it sheds
yeah,
while I'm working on it, and I don't know.
that's that mohair for you.
Yep. But soft and squishy, and I don't know. I just, one of those things, I've had it in the queue, I've had the yarn a long time. I took 2 yarns that I had patterns and yarn for that has been in there for, I would say, the 3-year mark. Like you said, you're just like, I did this when these particular yarn shops were open. They are no longer here, and I need to cast these on and do something with them. And I don't know what possessed me to buy black yarn, but I bought some black Rios, and I keep thinking about what I want to do with it. And the thing I want to do with it is heavy cables. So I might need some people to talk me out of it. Because just this little lizard thing that I did, just being able to count black stitches, it's impossible. It's like, I don't want to do it on a sweater,
Okay, now if somebody patents this and makes millions of dollars, could you give me a little bit here? Because my husband was like, you should patent that. And I'm like, I don't work at a company that encourages patents anymore. But when I was in the car, I thought it'd be really neat if you could get like some see-through acrylic and run a fiber optic line through it, like those Christmas trees, and have like backlit needles. In the car, you would be able to see all of your stitches, and that would help with the black ones too.
They have needles that glow.
Light up? Okay.
But not necessarily that would be like that. Yeah. Not quite sure it's patent
You still
worthy,
work
but
for
if I'm not sure that it's patent worthy as people have light up needles. But I was thinking, and for knitting in the dark.
Yeah.
But they're just these giant, ugly things with giant batteries on them. You need something that's very small and would be able to, I don't know how you would do it. Maybe charge them, stick the metal needles into a charger, and then charge the coil, and then, have light needles when you need them. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That does sound like a neat idea.
It does. I would buy it. For car trips like the last ones that I had, especially in December when it's dark a heck of a lot more than it is light in that car. But anywho, jibber jabber jibber jibber jabber.
Let's see. Next up, I just had Shalom, duh, because that's the only thing I cast on too many other things.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
That's all you got.
I am going to cast on the Shalom. I have not picked out the needles. The yarn is still sitting in the bag that Megan gave me.
Yeah, that brings me to I think I was reading on Fiber Nymphs giveaways on 90% Knitting. Lisa said that if you don't contact her within like a month, because our gal still hasn't contacted us for the Shalom's worth of yarn, so perhaps
right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, perhaps we perhaps we re-give it away towards the middle of our knit-along or something if we still haven't been contacted. So.
Yeah, I figure we at least need to give them a chance to recover from the holidays.
Yes.
You know, maybe you're traveling and you're without your computer and you can't download us and watch us, or, you know, just craziness of the holidays, you don't even bother to check Ravelry, let alone watch podcasts.
Yeah.
And so, I myself am behind on my podcast, so we're going to give her some more time to contact us,
Yep.
but we are considering that if we are not contacted in the next month, that we're just going to
Yep. I know there's some other good
Redraw.
homes that would love it. So that is all for me. I am all jibber jabbered out.
Yep, I think that that's it too.
You're covered as well.
I think so. Although
Alright.
I want to keep knitting on my socks, so if
Okay,
that-
we can just pan to black as we knit along. Happy New Year, everyone. I feel very blessed that 2011 has brought about this podcast and brought all of you into my life. So thank you for everything and for being out there for us. And thank you to Amy for making sure that we got this off the ground. And I'm just very thankful.
Yeah.
It's like it's Thanksgiving, that it's
Yeah.
the beginning of a new year, and it's the year my last child was born. 2011 will be gone. And away we go. So,
Yes, thank you to everybody who's been watching and giving us so much support and having fun with us. And we look forward to a new year of lots of fun. And we will be back on normal recording schedules, so probably in just a few short days.
that would be January 3rd, right?
Yep.
January 3rd.
So yeah, we're just a few short days away from doing this all over again.
Hopefully I'll have a finished object and a different
Well,
work in progress.
Yeah, exactly. We need to power through. I'll have a hoe.
Ooh.
That. And then maybe some more progress on some stuff. But yeah, and actually that double knitting is almost done too. So
Cool.
maybe I can get that power through this weekend and get it done. And now we're rambling, or I'm rambling, so.
It's really hard to say goodbye to you guys. That takes me back to roller skating too. It's so hard. That Boys to Men to say goodbye to yesterday. Ooh. Okay. Bye, Ufta.
Bye-bye.
Happy knitting.